Hey, yo, LAZ, you heard? Listen, I'm officially pushing this Gen Pop TV ban from St. Lad's channel, you heard? All of the episodes that was banned off my regular channel will be on this channel. All of the lives that YouTube felt was a little bit too spicy to monetize, they're going to be on this channel. So if you're looking for episodes that's missing off my channel, they most likely on Gen Pop TV channel. So make sure you subscribe. Also, I don't got time to be addressing a lot of these, crazed fans out there that's constantly talking about me and disrespecting. And, I don't have time to address these dudes on my main channel, you heard? So if you can't find some of the filth, mud, and the sludge, it's probably on Gen Pop TV, man. You heard? Go subscribe today.
First of all, if you from upstate New York, I want you to leave a comment and rep what part of upstate New York you from, you heard? Because we going upstate New York, bro, you heard? We ain't gonna just be talking about the 5 boroughs all the time. New York is a big state, and that's a fact, you heard? So if you rep that upstate New York, leave a comment, shout out your town, your hood, your projects, whatever. Yersk! Also, I want your honest opinion. Tell me what's the livest part of upstate New York. Don't be biased. Keep it official. What's the livest town in upstate New York?
So this nigga snatches the gun out this nigga hand, son, and he's got the gun and he's waving that shit. This nigga was trying to figure out who he was gonna shoot first. Alright, so back, we'll say 09, 2010, I was going to Oneonta to Job Corps. That shit is in upstate New York. If anybody know where Oneonta Job Corps is, or Oneonta, New York, man, we was up in the mountains. So, during my course at Job Corps, I'll give you a little history or a little background on Job Corps, just in case you don't know. It's like Job Corps is like a trade school. This shit is like a trade school. I dropped out of high school and went straight to trade school to learn auto body and collision repair up in Job Corps. But anywho, while you're in Job Corps, you get these vacation passes to go home on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's a holiday, everybody go home for the holidays. And in the course of going home for the holidays, everybody is trying to bring back that bag, whatever they could, whether it's pills, whether it's weed, you know what I'm saying, whether it's a carton of cigarettes. Everybody trying to bring back their bag so they can get their hustle on, you know what I'm saying, up in Job Corps. Now, how Job Corps is ran, this shit is like a mini college, but slash like a fucking juvenile detention center. Motherfuckers can't go off campus and shit like that. In order to go off campus, you need a pass. It's motherfucking security motherfuckers walking around. They got what you call the yard. I mean, out where niggas play basketball, niggas be smoking cigarettes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is like a fucking compound, and niggas use jail terms when they refer to certain shit. Like when you going home for vacation, niggas call this shit coming home. So when we was coming home for this summer vacation, I was putting in a bunch of phone calls to the homies, to the bros back home. I'm from Syracuse, New York. That's also upstate. So I'm putting in a couple phone calls into the homies probably a week and a half ahead of time. I'm trying to get my ducks in a line, get my ducks in a row for when I come home. You know what I'm saying? I had that bag ready to bring back to Job Corps with me. So I'm getting everything in line. Motherfuckers talking like they got shit lined up for me for when I touch down. Niggas is supposed to have this for me. Niggas is supposed to have that for me. Shit's supposed to be lit. By the time I get back to Job Corps, I'm supposed to have that big bag with me. So, before we leave, everybody talking crazy about how they gonna bring this back, how they gonna bring that back. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm bragging, talking about how my niggas got this and how they got that. I'm gonna have this when I come back. So niggas better be ready for the mother load and all that. But it's the day that we supposed to leave, and everybody is saying their goodbyes. Everybody getting dapped up. Niggas is parting ways from their crews.
Do they search y'all when y'all get back? Y'all don't get strip searched and none of that shit?
We don't get strip searched, but we gotta walk through metal detectors. Niggas is patting us down. Niggas is going through our bags, just kind of like you up in the airport or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something, that shit getting scanned through the, you know how you throw your bag through the little X-ray scanner machine type shit when you at the airport. They had one of them shits. You know what I'm saying? So you throwing your bag through the little X-ray shit, and you gotta walk through the metal detector and all that. Motherfuckers winding you down, pat your pockets, making sure you ain't bringing back no weapons, none of that shit. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy to get shit up in there, but you just gotta know what you're doing. But you know what I mean? The shit definitely up on security. You know what I mean? So niggas is talking about how they gonna bring that back. So everybody parting ways and shit like that. So how it's set up is, you know, everybody go to like the bus station, the Oneonta bus station, and everybody go to their respective areas. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to, it's people from all over, motherfuckers from New York City, you know what I mean, all boroughs. You got motherfuckers from Utica, Rochester, Buffalo, Binghamton, you know what I'm saying, from all over. So everybody going to their respective areas and shit like that. So come time, bus come, everybody jump on the bus, you know what I'm saying? We get on the bus. Now, fast forward, we touch down. I touch home. My man's come to scoop me up from the bus station. I'm on edge. It's supposed to be lit. I'm wondering what the fuck about to transpire when I get to the neighborhood and shit like that. So my man come pick me up. You know what I'm saying? We smoke, we kicking it or whatever. Now it's time to go to the neighborhood. So I'm making my fucking rounds around town. I'm making my phone calls, trying to see what's up with that bag. I'm trying to go collect from motherfuckers. Man, listen. When I get to town and I'm making these phone calls, the niggas that said they had something for me, these niggas was capping. I'm hitting niggas' phone, niggas don't want to answer. Niggas is talking about, give me a minute, I'm gonna hit you back. This shit was already supposed to be ready. So I'm like, oh man, this shit ain't looking good. Niggas on some funny shit. So I'm the type of nigga, I'm not gonna sit and wait around for a motherfucker to give me something, especially if it's for free. You know what I'm saying? You said you was gonna give it to me for free. You ain't got it, you capping, I go get it on my own. So long story short, these niggas was capping, niggas ain't have shit for me. So, I mean, I took it upon myself to get my little crew together. And, we was gonna set up a robbery. So, I called my little crew. It's like a crew of like 4 or 5 people and shit like that.
Now, let me ask you, you wanted to come back for the purpose of getting money mostly, or you wanted to come back heavy for the purpose of stunting off to niggas and showing that you could come back with that work?
Yeah, so basically when you come home from Job Corps, you know what I'm saying, when you come back, it's like, who gonna have the most work? Who gonna have the best weed? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a contest on who's a real street nigga that could get shit and, you know what I'm saying? And style off with it.
That's what type of time niggas was on. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like how niggas dress to impress. Niggas was trying to come back with that bag.
So you was feeling like you ain't want to go back empty-handed looking crazy?
Yeah, looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling these niggas how I was about to come back with the mother load. You know what I'm saying? So when I come back, I was doing extra crazy talking. So niggas definitely expecting me to have something when I come back. So I definitely couldn't go looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I get the crew together and shit. It's back on that crew shit. So get the crew together and shit. It's like a crew of 4 or 5 of us. And we trying to figure out who's gonna go and do the robbery with me and shit. Well, there was one dude. I mean, he was part of the crew, but he was kind of like new to the crew. He said he wasn't from, you know what I'm saying, he not from upstate New York. Motherfucker was an out of town nigga. You know what I'm saying? He came from out of town and ended up starting to go to the high school that we went to. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up taking him in, and I wanted to put him on his first robbery. I already know what everybody else could do. You know what I'm saying? Them was the niggas that I rock with, but he was a new nigga, and he always talked about the shit that he could do and the shit that he did back home. So I wanted to put this nigga to the test.
Where you said son was from again?
Son was from Pittsburgh, you heard? Son was from Pittsburgh, PA. Okay. Son was from Pittsburgh, man. And I wanted him to do the robbery with me, man. He ain't had no stripes for this yet. I wanted to see what the fuck he could do. You know what I'm saying? So I tell the bros, like, yo, I'm gonna tell Ski, we gonna call him Ski. Told the bros, like, yo, I'm gonna get Ski to go with me. And we don't need too many people. You know what I'm saying? We just robbing the weed, man. It only need 2 of us. So it's me and him, but we ain't had no grippy. So in the midst of trying to do all this, we trying to figure out where we gonna get the grippy from and shit. So we ended up calling up one of my little mans and shit. His name was Skrilla and shit. We call him Mad Max and shit. Niggas wild. He was like 16 years old, wild little nigga. Matter of fact, free. He in jail right now. But you know what I'm saying? We called Skrilla on the phone. Skrilla got the little pocket rocket for us to use and all that. So we hit Skrilla up, tell him what the dealio is. We link up with Skrilla. We go to the south side of Syracuse, and we go and link up with Skrilla. Skrilla got the toast for us. Now, I didn't initially make the phone call for the Thule. He wanted to, I mean, he felt so in tune and so confident on what he could do. He was adamant about going to get the Thule. So I'm like, well, I mean, so in my head, I'm like, well, since, you know what I'm saying, I want to see what he could do. He trying to earn some stripes. I'm going to let this nigga get it. I want to see what he could do, too. So I'm going to let him get it. So he went down there. We went down there, and he grabbed the Thule from Skrilla. So he grabs the Thule from Skrilla, and, you know, we go back. We all go back up to the spot. And, you know, we laying down we laying down basically the game plan to the bros on what we going to do. So they thought it was a pretty good game plan, but I didn't think that I had this shit planned out enough. So when we ended up spinning off to go do the robbery, we hit the nigga up on the phone. So the robbery goes like this. We hit the OG nigga up on the phone. I give him a call. You know what I'm saying? I let the nigga know that I'm in town, and I was trying to grab a couple ounces off him. You know what I'm saying? Usually he be riding around with the mother load. So I was trying to grab, I told him I wanted to grab a couple ounces. So he told me that he had that shit, and that he told me give me a minute, and then he was gonna call me right back. So I'm like, all right, bet. So in the midst of doing that, I'm telling Ski, the nigga that I'm doing the robbery with, I'm telling him, like, yo, we gonna go over here. It's an apartment complex out here called Remington Apartments and shit. I'm telling him, like, yo, we're gonna go over here to the Remington Apartments and shit, and we gonna post up for the nigga over here. He said he got it. We gonna scope the place. We gonna scope the complex out, and we gonna make sure everything ready, set, go. I mean, entrance, exit, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? So he calls us back, I don't know, probably about 5-10 minutes. He calls us back, and he acting weird and saying some weird shit, man. I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was trying to get me to do business with like some Indian dudes. And I'm telling him, like, nah, I don't know them niggas. I want to do business with you. I didn't call you to go do business with somebody else. I want what you got or whatever. We don't do business with the Indians up here like that anyway. When it comes to the bud, especially when you come on, especially with this robbery shit, the shit that I'm on. You don't play with the Indians up here like that. Everybody know you pop up missing when you fuck with the Indians up here. So I tell the old head nigga, like, yo, I mean, I just want what you got, man. If you ain't got what I need, you know what I'm saying, we gonna holler at somebody else. But he ended up having this shit. And
but what you mean, like the Indians be coming in the hood and all of that up there?
You say what?
Like the Indians be around black people in the hood up there and all of that?
Nah, they don't be in the hood. Definitely, they don't be. They definitely don't be in the hood, and they definitely really don't be around like that. You really gotta, you really gotta be connected with them niggas or be in tune with somebody. You know what I mean? That's really in tune with them niggas. Other than that, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't fucking with you at all, under no circumstances. A kid named Larry Stackhouse, man. And it's a rumor that he ended up, robbing them way back in the day. And, this is like a 25-year-old murder. You know, they still ain't find his body and shit. So, man, you don't fuck around with the Indians up here. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely don't fuck with us. So, we waiting for the old head nigga. I'm planning this shit out. A through Z, lads, you hear me? Planning this shit out A through Z. Yo, if this happened, do this. If this happened, do this, do that. We gonna come this way if you come this way. Like, man, I don't know. I thought I had this shit down pat. You know what I'm saying? So we get an old head of call and shit, trying to see, you know what I'm saying, what the ETA on him was. And he was kind of stalling, which gave us a little bit more time to try to critique our plan, which you will find out the shit wasn't critiqued at all. Once I get a little bit into the story a little more, but he's stalling us out. We waiting for this nigga, and old head ends up popping up. And like, I don't know, it took him like 15, 20 minutes to pop up. So we was just basically over there chilling. Now, the time that it was right now, this is a very key point in the story too. This is around like the 4th of July. And if I'm not mistaken, this was right after the 4th of July. And I want to say maybe a day or two after the 4th of July. And that key point is crucial to the story, and you'll see why. So the old head ends up pulling up to meet me and Ski. And he pulls up way in the back and shit. And, you know, it's go time. It's game time. Everything planned out. Everybody, I mean, me and this nigga supposed to know exactly what we supposed to do. So, we get up to the car. And, we both try to get in the whip. I try to get in the front. My man try to get in the back. This nigga locked the door on us. This nigga locked the door on us last. And the nigga's like, yo, he's like, yo, we gonna do business through the passenger window. Man, I wasn't expecting this nigga to lock the doors and say none of this passenger window shit. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of threw me way off, because I thought I had plan A through Z mapped out, and clearly I didn't. Because I never planned for the nigga to have the doors locked and say, yo, we gonna do business through the window. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I done been on robberies before, so a freestyle is nothing to me. But once again, this is a new nigga. I don't know what he could do and what he's capable of doing. So I'm kind of on edge. I'm like, God dang. I wonder if this nigga gonna know what to do now. So the nigga tells us, like, yo, we gonna do business through this window. I'm saying, so I look at my boy like, dang. That shit slashed like A through G on the nigga real quick. So I'm looking at this nigga like, all right, bet, that's cool, whatever. So we conversing for a second and shit like that. I'm hollering at the nigga. And, now, mind you, my man got the grip, and he's gripped up back there, and he's kind of like standing. I'm standing at the passenger window. He's standing at the window behind the passenger window at the back seat. So I'm talking to the old head, and I'm asking him like, yo, what you got? And you know, he asking me like, yo, what you got? He basically trying to confirm ain't no bullshit going on. So I pulled a lot of money out of my pocket like, nigga, I got the bread, nigga, give me the weed. Let me see what the fuck you working with. You know what I'm saying? So he pulls the onion out and shit. He pulls the onion out and he hands me the onion and shit. And I'm telling him like, yo, I want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? Before I purchase this shit, I'm not just about to buy all these ounces off you. And I don't know what this shit hitting for. So I tell him, let me check this shit out. So he hands me the weed. I'm smelling this shit. Now, mind you, this is another key point in the story. I got my cell phone in my hand while I'm doing all this. Big mistake. I should have had my hands freed up. You know what I'm saying? I knew better than that. But I'm smelling the weed. I'm smelling it. Got my face all in it. So I'm like, yo, it should smell like some gas and shit. So I tell my mans, I'm telling Ski, like, yo, what you think? I hand the weed to him. He smell it. He's shaking his head like, yeah, this shit smell all right. Whatever. So he handed the weed back to me, and you know, I go for it. I put the weed in my pants, like, yo, you dead it on this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to start this baby off, you know, off the jump. I got the product in my hand, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm taking this shit. So everybody know when somebody takes some shit from a nigga and tell him you dead, or you take some shit from a nigga and you put it in your pants or something. Man, listen, lads, I put this shit in my pants, son. And I'm looking at my mans. I'm telling the old head nigga, right? This nigga watching me put this shit in my pants. Yo, I'm telling the nigga like, yo, you dead. And the nigga like, what? And I'm looking at my mans like, yo, what is you doing? But yo, son, it took this nigga, I don't know. It was maybe in the course of, it took him probably about 3 to 4 seconds to put a yammy out on the nigga and throw it in his face, son. Like, nigga, if he was holding, he could have blasted us all up. Like, fuck is you talking about, nigga? I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga hesitating to pull the swam out. So I'm like, oh, this shit just going all bad. So, this shit's going all bad. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, he about to get a nigga killed. So this nigga, I'm looking at this nigga, and I kind of got to get this nigga, like, in the midst of the 2, 3, 4 seconds, I'm waiting for the nigga to pull the hammer out. I'm telling the nigga, like, yo, I'm kind of giving him eye contact, like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Moving my head, you know how you giving a nigga hand motion and shit, kind of with your eyes in your head. So I'm telling the nigga, like, yo, pull the shit out on the nigga. So he pulls the shit out. You know what I'm saying? And he pulls the shit out on the nigga, and he pointing the shit in the window with the nigga, right? Now, it wasn't no big, crazy, doofy hammer and shit. This shit was like a little pocket rocket. This shit was like a little 2.5. You know what I'm saying? And, he puts the shit in the nigga. He puts the shit in the car. He got his arm in the window. Man, that's another big mistake I see. He don't got no control over the weapon. He just got his arm in the window versus this old head whole body. You know what I'm saying? So if this nigga want to make a move, he can make a move. If this nigga's not quick enough, he got to fight using his arm versus this nigga's whole body. So I see the shit. So when he throws the gun in the nigga's face, I'm putting my phone in my pocket. He telling the nigga, like, yo, give it up. When he throws the gun in the window, he tells the nigga, like, yo, get that shit up. So old head, he throws his hands in the air, and he kind of like lean back. You know how niggas scared, and he kind of like jump back. So he jumped back. He got his door against his driver door and shit, and he got his hands in the air. He's like, yo, what the fuck going on, word? It's like that, my nigga, da-da-da. He telling me, it's like that, my nigga, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, shut up, get that shit up. I'm putting my phone in my pocket. But I'm trying to get closer to the window because I can see this shit about to go bad. I'm like, yo, this nigga don't got no control over the gun. This nigga got his arm in the window, like he ain't got no body control on it. He ain't got 2 hands on his shit. He got 1 arm in this shit, talking about get his shit up. So, yo, son, the worst thing in the world happened, son. This old head nigga ended up lunging for the gun. This nigga lunges for the fucking gun, son. And then, like, I don't know, man. I see this shit about to happen. Is I'm putting my phone in my pocket and I'm trying to get closer to the window. He lunges, and he lunges, son. The fight was like a second or two, son. This nigga was like a martial artist or some shit. This nigga was like this nigga had like a doctor's degree in self-defense, my nigga. This nigga disarmed this nigga so fast, son. This shit was like happening in like 1 or 2 seconds, son. I was trying to get in the window. I was trying to dive in the window to get into the fight, son. And by the time I got my head and my neck and like the top of my shoulders in the window, we both in the window at this point. We both wedged in the window trying to get this shit from the nigga. And like I can't even say I was trying to get the shit. I didn't even have that much time. By the time I got my head in the window, I looked up. This nigga already had the shit. So this nigga snatches the gun out this nigga hand, son, and he's got the gun and he's waving that shit. Yo, the only reason I'm here telling you this story right now, son, is this nigga hesitated. This nigga was trying to figure out who he was gonna shoot first. He moving the gun left to right, trying to figure out who he was gonna shoot first. Bought us a second or two to spin around. You know what I'm saying? And we had 1 or 2 seconds to spin around and make a move. He hesitated. He was trying to figure out who he was going to shoot first. We was both looking down the barrel with a gun. I jumped up, son. Jumped out. We both got out the motherfucking window and spun around at the same time. This shit was like a movie, son. It was like we was robots. We both spun around at the same time. We both took that first step at the same time. But like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. We were so close to this nigga car, and I don't know how he missed. This nigga emptied the whole clip on the slash. Yo, talking mad crazy, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas mean. Da 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 da. My name Big. Nigga, my name Big. I ain't gonna say his name. Fuck y'all niggas thought y'all was gonna do. He talking big shit, son. Aired this out. So I'm weaving left and right, trying to do football moves. Call myself so-called juking and shit. I'm doing football moves. I'm jumping in the air and shit. He letting them shits off. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, he probably left like 6 of them shits off, nigga. He was letting them shits off. So as I'm juking, I'm doing my football moves. I'm hurdling and shit like that. My mans end up running to the left is the woods. So he's running away from the apartment complex and shit. So this nigga runs into the woods and shit. I'm running back up the sidewalk towards the door, the front door of the apartment complex. Now the front door of the apartment complex, it got like these stairs. So if I'm running straight and I jump up, I could kind of like hide behind the wall right there. So I'll run back to the building and jump up behind the wall. Man, this motherfucker waving a gun in the air. This nigga's talking big shit, son. And the most vivid memory I got of this shit happening, son, as I'm peeking around the corner at this nigga, he's waving the gun in the air. Yo, this whole shit just happened, my nigga. And it's a couple on top of another building across from where we was trying to get this nigga at. Yo, it's a couple up on the 3rd floor, son. These niggas having a tea party. These niggas is up there having a tea party, son. Have no clue this nigga almost just murked us out there. This nigga just let 6 shots off. These niggas up there sharing teas, sipping that shit.
Cool, like what,
chair,
white people?
Sipping that shit. Huh?
It was white people?
It was white people, bro. you know some Europeans. It's a fact. Yo, son, these motherfuckers was up there having a tea party. Son, they had no clue that we almost just got murdered outside in their parking lot. So he ends up pulling off. This nigga got the gun. We ain't get nothing but a bullshit ass ounce of weed. So he pulls off. I see him pull off. I watch him. He drives out of the complex. I'm calling for the nigga Ski. I'm calling him. Yo, Ski. I'm calling right where he ran into the woods at. But the nigga's not answering. Calling the nigga for like 10 minutes, he ain't answering. So I'm like, yo, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. So I ended up getting up out of there. I'm not about to sit around and wait around. This nigga just almost got me killed, So I ended up peeling back off. I ended up going back to the spot where the bros was waiting for. These niggas was waiting for us to come back with some shit. I mean, they thinking we about to come back, half a pound and some shit. Man, I come back, bust through the door, with the puppy face, with the puppy dog eyes and all that. Niggas looking at me like, nigga, what's good? What happened? What you get? Man, nigga, we ain't get shit, nigga. But this ain't shit compared to what we should have been getting out of the whole deal. So I'm running down to these niggas, what happened? They asking me, like, yo, where this nigga Ski at? I don't know where this nigga at. I'm like, yo, this goofy ass nigga done ran off in the woods somewhere. I'm telling these niggas, like, man, I just jumped up on the porch and ducked cover real quick. This bitch ass nigga done ran through the woods somewhere. Man, so as I'm telling these niggas the story and shit of what happened and how this shit went down, this nigga ends up coming barreling through the door probably about 6 or 7 minutes into me telling them the story and shit. So this nigga comes barreling in through the door, lies. And like the first thing that comes out of this nigga mouth is he got the gun took. Yo, nigga try to blame it on me, lads. This bitch ass nigga try to blame it on me. I'm telling the nigga like, yo, bro, I already told these niggas the story. Like, nigga, you's a goofy ass nigga. So I felt some kind of way that the nigga even came in on no goofy ass shit like that, lying on me. Nigga, you embarrassed, you got the gun took. Nigga, you a man. You know what I'm saying? You want this is street shit that you want to do, nigga, man up. But I felt some type of way. You know what I mean? I told the nigga, yo, meet me outside. You know what I mean? Let me get my ones or whatever. But long story short, man, the nigga Skrilla that we got the hammer off of. Now, I told you he was one of the wildest niggas in our crew, man. He wasn't too fond of niggas getting his pistol snatched or whatever. So, man, this nigga Skrilla had this nigga Ski out in the opposition neighborhood, son, all day, ready to rob the first nigga, look like they had money. So we out there, I don't know, probably about 10 deep, man, in the opposition hood, making sure this nigga got to the business. Making sure this nigga got to the business, man. Making sure this nigga got to the business. This what happens, when you doing shit with motherfuckers that you never did shit with before. You don't really know nothing about niggas. Niggas could say anything. Niggas could tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? Niggas always got superstar stories. You know what I'm saying? But everything unfolds, man, when it's time to put that work in. And this time, this shit almost cost me my life, man. This nigga got the gun took. Nigga blamed it on me, man. And I don't know, check this shit out a year later, man, they ended up getting that pistol back, man. I don't know how they did it. They ended up getting that shit back.
That's crazy. So
Crazy.
what you ended up going back to Job Corps with?
Man, listen, I ended up I ended up hitting my moms up, hit my pops up, hit my older sisters up, nigga, for some cheddar cheese, nigga. And I ended up taking that little ounce that I took. Shit, I had to get that shit to Skrilla. You know what I'm saying? He took an L on the hammer. So we gave that little ounce to Skrilla. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't nothing compared to the loss that he took, man. But I took my little funds, man, and I went and I got me some goodies, man, and I ended up having to pay for my goodies, man. And I came back with some weed, some pills, and a story to tell. Some weed, some pills, and a story to tell. Niggas couldn't even believe it, man. I told niggas like, yo, man, I shouldn't even be here right now, nigga. Shouldn't even be here right now. But it's like you only see shit like that in movies, man. I never seen a nigga get the gun snatched out his hand and get banged on before, son. That shit was crazy. Shit was like a movie. At the time, I was probably like 19, 20 years old. This nigga had to be, I don't know, he had to be in his like 40s. Definitely early 40s, mid 40s. He was an old head to me. Word up. And that nigga obviously knew more than we knew. So that nigga snatched that gun out that nigga hand so quick, man. And I don't know what the fuck happened. I got plenty more stories like this, man. Plenty more stories. Wild shits. Shit that I shouldn't even be here today. Wild shits. Yeah, man.
Yo, make sure y'all subscribe to that Gen Pop TV page for exclusive St. Laz material, exclusive stories, exclusive band lives and band stories and all of that. Make sure y'all subscribe to that Gen Pop TV. Then there's some dudes that they so small time, I can't even mention them. I mean, some of these obscene, obsessed fans and jealous haters, you heard? So I'm only addressing them type of dudes on my Patreon. You heard? So if you want to go, if you dig into the next, you want to get down in the barrel to the crabs all the way down at the bottom of the barrel, you got to find those on my Patreon page. You heard? I'm annihilating everybody, man. You know, they wanted it. They got it.